while ago, I discovered ICM Photography. That's Intentional Camera Movement. The idea is that you choose a slow shutter speed and then move the camera as you take the picture, which means you can create some amazing, even exquisite, dare I say it, shapes and patterns, which can be presented in an abstract way to create some eye-catching artwork. I'll leave a link at the end of this video to the original film that I made. It was the height of summer, so I used some really colourful flowers in full bloom and a rich blue summer sky with a polarizer, no less, to get those beautiful colours and shapes. You can take a look at that at the end of this video. Anyway, ICM Photography has continued to be great fun, really great fun, and I've had many happy sessions playing with it. And I think one of the biggest buzzes in photography is the anticipation of seeing the image for the first time, seeing what you've got, what you've captured, and in particular, you know, remembering that feeling from when I started photography 40 years ago. Back then, my photography knowledge was limited, so as soon as I had taken the picture, I was eager to know how it had turned out. Getting that first glimpse of the image would tell you if you had managed to capture what you intended to. Of course, nowadays, as a pro photographer with over 40 years under my belt, I no longer have that anticipation. Once I decide how I want the image to look, I dial in the settings I need, and that's it. I'll review the image. But I already know what the image looks like. The anticipation just isn't there. But with ICM photography, there's the unknown. You can never be sure just what you've created until you see the image. Different shutter speeds and different amounts of movement in the camera. They give wildly differing results. Some images look great with just the smallest amount of movement, just enough to soften the image. Others look great with huge trails of light or colour that make the original image indistinguishable. And that anticipation, pressing the review button to see just what you've captured. It's as exciting today as when I started. Now, as I said, I first discovered ICM photography and tried it out using ultra colourful subjects. But the truth is, as I've done more, I've realised simply anything can be a subject for ICM photography. I'm going to go round the house right now and choose some duller subjects to see if we can't make some ICM images out of them. So here we go, folks. We're starting in the kitchen. I'm sitting writing the script for this video, and look, here's my cup of coffee. Let's get the camera out. Let's dial back maybe a sixth of a second. I'm on an ISO 4000 there to really up the contrast. So 1/6 of a second, let's start moving the camera around as I take the pictures. I've got a focus lock on it now, and there we go. I'm going left to right. Let's have a look at them. Oh yeah, look at that. I like it. And you know, I mean, these aren't, you know, finished pictures. I'm just doing these around the house. Let's go all the way back to 1/2 a second. See what difference that makes, and I'll rotate the camera. Okay, that looks good. Let's have a look what they look like. Wow, you see them all, much more movement in them, lots sort of ghost images and washed out colour. I wonder what it looked like if I really go. I like that one. Oh yeah, I like that. That's actually quite a neat image, isn't it? What would it look like if we used it, let's say, in a coffee shop? It looks something like that. You know, not out of place in a commercial setting, and all good fun. I mean, we just did that literally in the kitchen. It's a bowl of fruit, a bit more colour, a bit more colourful than that grey mug, isn't it? Let's try the same kind of thing with some fruit. Let's get focused up and zoomed in. Oh, that's my iPhone and me reflected on the back of the camera, in case you were wondering. Right, so I'm using the same setting here. We were at half a second look. Move the camera. Sometimes I'm going up and down, sometimes left and right, sometimes I'm twisting. Let's have a quick look at the images. It's just fun, isn't it? You just don't know what you're gonna get. Look at that. Ooh, I like that. Sometimes if you keep the camera in one place first and then move it, you get a little bit of detail in one place and then movement lines in another. Quite like that on the side. I've zoomed in a little bit more there. Let's really slow it down. Look, we've got a second there, so we're really going to get some long patterns and lines, and look at that. Don't you just love it? You just don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get something that you really like, sometimes you think, oh no, that just hasn't worked. Here's the picture of the apples. I think that works really well, and in a fruit store it'd look something like that, and it wouldn't look out of place. Hey, this is just a few objects around the house. I'm not saying they're the best pictures in the world. I'm just sort of showing you how easy it is to do anywhere. Hey, I hope you found that interesting. I certainly did, going around the house doing some pictures of ordinary objects, not particularly colourful objects, and still having great fun. Why don't you give it a go and see if you have some fun with ICM Photography too. If you have enjoyed this, please take a second to give it a like. I know that sounds very dull YouTuber thing to say, but it does make a big difference, and it also helps to spread the photography and the ICM photography message to more people, and hopefully they'll give it a go too. And if you like the content here on the channel, then subscribe. It's completely free. Now, as I said before, I started this journey with very colourful sort of flower shots, and that started my love of intentional camera movement photography. If you'd like to see that video, click on this link here.